Okay. I first met Zoom in the fall of 2017. It was a very quiet passing. We spoke over the phone, and there was no visual connection, no visual contact at all. We spoke weekly on and off for months, actually, 3 to 4 months. I really did not realize it was Zoom, actually. I was very confused because the host was there all the time, and the host knew exactly when we were talking and was recording our conversations, which I thought was a little strange. We did not speak again for over a year. And then in the middle of March of this year, we met up again, and our relationship really, really took off. We began meeting weekly, and now even got to see one another on our laptops. It was really awkward at first. We just talked and talked and talked and got to know each other. It was like the icebreaker stage of our relationship. One time my audio went out. Thank goodness it was not noticed. And I really did not know what to do. I was really frazzled. I could still hear the talking and talking about humorous stuff and stuff that happened at special occasions. Actually, all that was both entertaining and professional at the same time. All the while, I was running around my room to see how I could fix this audio situation. A message came up on my laptop stating that my connection was weak. Oh my gosh. In the midst of the hysteria, I decided to connect with my cell phone. So I got on Zoom with the cell phone, and that way I could have my laptop and my cell phone both working and being connected at the same time. If I had trouble on one device, I could still be connected on the other. So I began to set up really quickly, and then I had another problem. I couldn't find my tripod. Where did I put the tripod? I could not remember where I put the tripod. I hid it from my grandkids, and I couldn't remember where I put it. So now I'm frazzled even more. I'm like, oh, this cannot be happening. So I find the tripod, and I began to set everything up really quickly. So once that happened, I was just in time to say, as the person didn't really realize anything that was going on. I was really sitting pretty. And talk about sitting pretty with all these calls. I now have to get dressed, at least from the waist up. I have to look my best. I need to put on a little makeup. And not only that, now I need lighting. Lighting? What the heck? Really? Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we kept talking and chatting and getting to know one another. And another time we met, my camera wasn't working. I pushed every button on my laptop that I could. I couldn't get it to work. I didn't know what happened. And then a message popped up stating that my camera was not available. It was using another application. I'm like, another application? I don't have another application. I'm only using one application. But I played it off really cool, though. I just kept talking, just like everything was peachy. That evening, after the conversation, I hit every button I could on my computer and found out it was my F8 button. My laptop, I must have just hit it and it turned my camera completely off. It seems every time we spoke, we had a host. Like I said, I didn't really understand the host part. And not only did we have a host, but they were keeping time on us. Keeping time? Really? One time I noticed that the timer allotted me 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm like, 5 to 7 minutes? I got a lot to say. I'm not going to be able to get this done in 5 to 7 minutes. Really? So I did my best. I just kept talking and talking and talking, getting to know my Zoom. And then somebody yelled out, red. And I'm like, oh, no, you know what red means? Well, I know red means at a red light, you got to stop. So I just stopped talking immediately. I was like, red? Oh, come on already. And one time the audio was so bad, it started screeching and squealing, like when you're at a concert, you get too close to the mic and it just starts squealing and you don't know what to do. I just turned down the volume on everything and then just tried to work it back in. After a few weeks, we started talking about going to a conference. So we went, and there were so many people telling their stories and answering questions off the cuff. They called it table topics. So you had to answer a question without really being prepared, off the cuff, so to speak. And then at the conference, it was a host and a co-host and timers. A lot was happening. A lot was going on. We really enjoyed that conference, though. We enjoyed it so much that even though with all the technical difficulties that we had and all the things that had really gone awry, and you know how you're in a relationships and difficulties and bumps and humps and valleys and highs go on, you just kind of got to get it together. But in spite of all that, in spite of all the difficulties, we plan to continue sharing our stories and even our pictures and our videos, believe it or not, until we were able to meet in person. And another thing that we decided to do, we decided to have a Zoom party and invite guests just like you, because we found out we could have up to 100 visitors. So that's what we're working on next. Look out for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. That was